Hey, Tony Guys is here, heading to the airport. Wanted to film this quick little video, and video I did, I was talking about, the non-monogamous man, and a lady was saying, so basically you saying it's better for us to be lied to and deceived, and the answer is yes. That's the point of a lie. The point of a lie is so that it doesn't hurt you the same. That's the point of someone trying to lie. What you have to realize is, if we have to lie about doing you wrong, it's a lot harder to do it. So because you can't just flaunt it, you can't just show it, you gotta sneak. So if I gotta sneak and do something, I might not even get to do it because I gotta I gotta make sure you don't find the phone, make sure you don't find a text, make sure you don't find a receipt. So it makes it a whole lot harder to do it. Whereas if somebody just come out and tell you, and that's why guys are doing it. That's why they're doing. And then y'all told me about the ethical non-monogamy. That's why they doing it, because it's so hard to have to try to hide it and get away with it. They just saying, hey, let us see if women will be dumb enough to just let us do it if we tell them that's what we're doing. And guess what? They found women dumb enough, and that's why they doing it. If women would wise up and say, no, I'm not with ethical non-monogamy, that is an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron. And single people think that married people don't know how hard it is to meet somebody today, but that's all I do. I'm matchmaking right now for clients, and they can tell you I know exactly how hard it is. That's why I'm doing the matchmaking. That's why I created Destiny, so that the singles in my audience can get on Destiny and meet each other. Because men and women come to me and say, Tony, I know you know good single men and women. And I'm like, yes, I do, but I can't keep everybody in my head. I can't keep track of everybody. So that's why Destiny exists. Click the link in the description and go and meet the love of your life, so you don't have to worry about somebody proposing to you ethical non-monogamy. And listen to how that sounds. It's nothing ethical about non-monogamy, because in non-monogamy you are exchanging fluids, you are exchanging soul ties, you are exchanging spiritually and sexually transmitted diseases. So there's nothing ethical about it. And if someone is willing to do that, that also means that they're willing to take risk. So they're not having protected sex with everybody. And that again makes it non-ethical, because now they're going to be having unprotected sex with other people as well as with you. And you'll think like, oh, well, he's wrapping it up with every other woman, but we have a special bond, and that's why he doesn't wrap it up with me. No, you are being finessed. You are being lied to. And that's what I'm trying to tell you from someone who was non-monogamous. I know how it goes down. That does not change. That's based on the mental. That's the makeup of a man. That don't change. So you're going to be having unprotected sex at times, because it's going to be random and spontaneous. There's going to be a part of you that want to compete with the other women and try to be better and do better and show him that he don't need them, and that he need to reconsider ethical non-monogamy because you so amazing and you so good in bed. And you're going to be doing that because you know you being compared, and you want to show that you the best, you the wildest, you the freakiest, and he needs you. And that is the goal of the man. He wants you to compete. He wants you to subconsciously feel inadequate and unworthy. That is the goal of ethical non-monogamy. It is a scam, it is a sham, and it is from the pit of hell. You know how it's from the pit of hell? Because God does not condone non-monogamy, ethical or not, in his holy Bible. We are told to not fornicate, to get married, and to be with one wife. Ethical non-monogamy is of Satan. And if you condone ethical non-monogamy, you are not a Christian, and this is not the page for you. None of this foolishness of non-monogamy, ethical or not, which is an oxymoron and makes absolutely no sense, because there's nothing ethical about non-monogamy, will not be condoned. That will not be condoned on this page. That is for dummies. That is for lames. That is for suckers. That is for idiots. It is not for educated, evolved, well-rounded, wise individuals. That is for people who have no brain. That is for people who want to die by STD or by psycho. That is what that is for. Just watch the documentary on Netflix, Mother Instinct. That's what you're going to meet in your ethical non-monogamy lifestyle. You're going to meet a woman who is crazy, and she gonna realize that y'all's ethical non-monogamous man has gotten you pregnant, and she wants to have a baby, and she going to befriend you some kind of way. And when you 36 weeks pregnant, she gonna come visit you, and she gonna cut your stomach open and kill you and take your baby. That's what comes with ethical non-monogamy. That's what come with that. And the man that one was sleeping with wasn't even in no ethical non-monogamy, but still had a nut case. Because you know why? It was in fornication. The wages of sin is death. So you got to realize that is why I talk. That's why I speak on this stuff. Because God graced me and allowed me to make it out of non-monogamy. So I'm warning y'all, hey, it's dumb, it's worthless, it's stupid, it does not work. It does not work. That is a trick of the enemy. And any man pitching it is a demon, because there's no man of faith, whether he Muslim, a Muslim can't even do that, whether he Christian, because they be talking about, oh, well, Muslims have multiple wives. Yeah, okay, wives, not multiple jump offs. A man of faith cannot live non-monogamous. So that lets you know he is a demon. He is working for Satan. He's doing the work of Satan, and his goal and what he is here to do is to get women to lose their mind. He's here so that he can trick Christian women. And here's the thing, you got women who have agreed to ethical non-monogamy who go to church every Sunday. The church is full of heathen fornicators, willing fornicators, and going to church every Sunday thinking that they washing that smut off their name when they go to church. No, you're not. You're going to hell because you are clearly making a choice to be a smut, and you are going to hell. You need to repent. You need to close your legs. Tell that man he could take his ethical non-monogamy and shove it up his butt, which is what he's already doing. A ethical non-monogamous man is gay, and that is why he cannot control his loins. He is fighting homosexuality, and that's why he is hypersexual, to the point that he has to fix his mouth to ask you, are you willing to be and to deal with a man who is ethical non-monogamy? These are gay men that are pushing this on social media, and they was hoping that a heterosexual man like myself would not call them out, because they know that we know. Like, listen, I'm not a dummy. I know that for a woman, y'all forgive me 1 second. I know for a woman that looks ain't all just looks. I know that I look decent enough to be in an ethical non-monogamous relationship. I know that because the men who doing it, who proposing it, are ugly half the time, and they just got money and a good job, and so women are falling for it. And I've been seeing a lot of videos. I've seen the videos of the ladies. Honestly, I thought it was AI, but it could be real women because they are talking a little clear. I've been seeing the women that's saying, you're gonna share that man. You are going to share that man. That you finna share your husband. I've been seeing the videos. I done seen it. That don't make it any less dumb. It don't make it any less stupid. Just because people making videos about it don't mean like, oh, this is what's going on. And they saying that women are willingly sharing a man. Well, okay, I'm happy for you, but you're dumb and you're gonna catch a disease. Point blank, period. That's the end of the discussion. You're going to catch a disease, and it might be worse. And you know why it might be worse? So you'll be the one. You'll be the one that end up getting killed, and your mama gonna be like, oh, me and my daughter watched, or me and my son watched Tony Gaskins, and he said that on his video, that you keep living this non-monogamous lifestyle, you're gonna end up getting killed. And I told my son, or I told my daughter, that you never know when you're gonna meet somebody crazy. And they didn't, oh, well, that's just Tony Gaskins talking, because he married and he out of touch and he don't know what we going through. He don't understand how hard it is out here. Guess what? Then be single. If it's that hard, then be single. Don't risk your life. But if God did it for me, he could do it for you. It's people getting married every day. So it's working for somebody. So you got to figure out, why is it not working for you and what you need to do different. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The number one thing I see for people who ain't married, they either out of shape. They're not in the shape that they need to be in. That's number one. That is number one. The number one thing plaguing black men and women is our weight. That's it. So the people that want to get married, they go to the top 1 percentile of physique, and when they get ready, but they can't meet a lot of people. I got a lot of male clients who are single, and they getting on dates to me. They fit spiritually and physically. When they meet women who are fit physically, they're not fit spiritually. And then when they meet women who are fit spiritually, they're not fit physically. And that's why they're single. That's why the men cannot meet their wife, because they're not meeting their match. And that's why I created Destiny. Click the link in the description. So once you realize and understand that, and you change that, then you're gonna have an argument. And I've seen 2 different women saying, you're gonna share that man. You're gonna share that man. Guess what? Both of the women looking like mutt buckets. I say, well, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, woman. That old nasty, filthy mouth. And you online saying that? Woman, you is a curse. You worse than a plague. It's absolutely not. I would never. A married man who loves himself and got any sense in the world would never be with a woman who will turn on her camera and tell the world that she's sharing a man. Not in a million years would you do that. That's the dumbest thing in the world. So y'all got to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Folgers, send me a check. But hey, God bless you, keep your head up. I'm in the airport, got to figure out my gate. We'll talk soon. Y'all stop listening to these dummies and get your life in order.